From the president to pop stars, Americans going about their everyday lives, anyone can be targeted by the misuse of artificial intelligence. Over the weekend, X, formerly Twitter, temporarily disabled an error message on searches for some Taylor Swift images after the music icon became the victim of sexually explicit pictures created by AI. Those images have since been taken down, but now people and lawmakers are calling for more legal protections from AI.
Here to talk more about the push for protections is our 9 News legal analyst, Whitney Traylor. Whitney, good morning. I mean, this is a scary issue for a lot of people out there.
This is really scary, and it should be, because this is something that we don't know. We don't know where it's going. We have very little legislation, and the AI keeps continuing to sort of replicate itself. So the more the AI learns, the bigger the issue is. And you see now, I saw last night one of the big tech, I think it was the Google CEO, they're all coming together trying to come up with some agreement as big tech in terms of how to keep a limitation on it. But I think a lot of experts are saying that's not realistic. They're not able to do that. AI is like, that train has left the station, is what some people are saying.
I think that's what's so scary about it, right? Like Taylor Swift had these images put up, clearly not her, it's AI. We've seen that with the president as well. I mean, the question is, can anything be done? What legal issues are we talking about here? How can we protect ourselves?
Yeah, it's a great question. And to answer the last part first, I don't know how we protect ourselves. I don't know if there's anything we can necessarily do, but this is now implicating copyright. AI regulation is on the table. Data privacy, First Amendment issues, all kinds of issues are really implicated here. And this, I mean, I used to tell my students how the Constitution was an amazing document because it worked all these years later with the technological advancements and all these things. The Constitution still works as a process. Well, that's what AI is. This is the kind of legal landscape of AI. We have no idea technologically how far it can go. So legally, the issues are just, they abound. So it's very difficult.
In order for us to get those protections, because a lot of parents are also wondering, could you take my kids' pictures and do something gross with that too? I mean, we have our own pictures out there and whatnot. If we want protections, what has to happen in order for that? Well,
a lot of people are asking for federal legislation and regulation, and there is one proposal that I was reading over last night. The acronym is No AI Fraud, and a lot of people are saying it's too vague. It doesn't make sense, and I agree. It's incredibly vague. It just talks about some of the penalties that can be imposed, so that doesn't really help. But there's a handful of states, Colorado is not one of them, that have some state regulations. So I think the starting place, and they have regulation against what they call this deepfake porn, right? When the AI generated image is known as deepfake, and then now they're going into the sexually explicit. So there's a handful of states that have enacted laws, but some folks are saying we need the federal government to get involved. But at this point, even regulation, part of the issue is even who created it? How do you go after? Are they international? Like, even trying to pinpoint who's behind all of this to create liability in a legal regard is going to be challenging.
I mean, if you are a victim, like let's say Taylor Swift here, is there any legal action that she can take at this point?
Well, and they looked at it because she has homes in a number of states, and I think 2 of the states do have laws against that, but again, it's how do you go and find them? So right now, even without that, she may have claims for misappropriation of likeness and some of these other privacy issues, but who the ultimate defendant will be, that's going to be an issue because, it's so many different parties, and a lot of them are international.
Right.
In the meantime, I think it's up to all of us to be very vigilant about what we put on social media that anybody can access, and make sure you're reading those privacy laws very closely whenever you accept a new app.
Yeah, and that's coming up in the election. That's going to be another issue. Jenna Griswold is asking for legislation related to that, because now you're going to have where you're having AI generated politicians giving different messages. And so her claim is that any AI generated has to have a disclaimer. So that would at least let people know, give them a chance to say, hey, this isn't the real deal.
Yeah, shame on anybody.
Go back to the 80s when none of this existed, like phones and social media and internet. Wouldn't it be great? We talk about this.
Go back to the landline era.
You know what I'm saying?
You can only reach me if I'm at home.
I want the rotary phone. Bring it back.
I had that long cord. It was awesome.
Exactly.
Whitney, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's get